Happy 2026! Oh my god, how we made it to here. First of all, hello, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, then welcome back. Welcome. I'm Amelia and I upload all kind of content, specifically book content usually, on a Saturday at 6 PM. And if you're not new here, then welcome back. If you haven't gathered by the title or thumbnail, we are doing our 2026 reset. So basically what I do in this is I look back at 2025, things that have happened this year, and then I think about the things I want to try and achieve in the new year, and also what I want, like, do my vision board for the year ahead. So for 2026 I'm going to do a vision board, we're going to do a digital vision board, we're going to do a physical vision board that I will do probably tomorrow. In this video, for you, let me know time has changed because obviously you're seeing this all in one video, but for me, I'm filming this over a span of 2 days. This morning I'm filming myself doing my look back on 2025 and my goals for 2026, and it's going to be a lot of chatting, so get prepared. And then tomorrow I will do my vision board and everything else that I plan to do. But if you are excited for this video, then please give it a thumbs up, please comment down below, please subscribe, and let's just get on with the video because we could be here for a while. So let's just quickly give a proper rundown of my plans for the reset. I know planned last year, I think I put my mind on going, I'm going to do so much stuff. No, I have 5 things I would like to do, 4 things that are definitely happening. So first of all, we're going to do a look back at everything that's happened in 2025, the small things and the big things. We're going to look at my 2026 goals, and how I'm going to try and achieve them potentially. We are going to set up a physical vision board and we are going to set up a digital vision board. When I do my physical vision board, I will be taking off everything from last year's and then putting new things on for 2026. So when I do that, I will show you if I achieved anything that's on that vision board. But looking at it now, I haven't achieved much on there, and I'm not mad at it. Okay, and I will explain more about it later when we get to talking about looking back. I also, like I said, I want to do a digital vision board because I like to have one on my background on my computer and for my phone. I then also would like to write a letter to my end of 2026 self. So basically putting into manifestation things that I would have achieved, and I have achieved as if it's happened. So I can look back at that at the end of 2026. That is a potential, but yeah. Let's just start the vlog off with where we are starting. Okay, so for the first part of the video, we are starting with looking back at 2025, and whilst I do this, I am going to be doing my makeup because it is my family Christmas party today at the same time, not at the same time, but I'm going to that. And so it makes sense that I actually do my makeup whilst I talk because I actually don't have long. I have about an hour and a half. Ideally, I want to be leaving here at 12 because it's the final F1 race today and I would like to get there in no time so I can say hi to everyone and sit there and watch the race. I am going to be very antisocial for the first 2 hours and I don't care. You put it on the day of the last race, it's what's going to happen. So I'm just looking for my SPF. I actually don't know what that is. Not a good sign. Okay. Maybe we just go without SPF today then. Anyway, let's just get on. So let's just look back at things that happened in 2025. 2025 was in some ways more of a busy year than I wanted it to be. One sec. Okay. 2025, like I said, was a bit... I wanted it to be more of a quiet year and more of a saving year, and it just didn't exactly turn out. It felt... I didn't save as much as I want to. Looking back at the goals that I set for last year, and I don't really remember all of them. I remember one of them was I had so many different ideas of what I wanted to save, like how much I wanted to save, and that didn't happen. A lot of things just got in the way, and you know what, like, I think next year I'm very much on the mindset of I know I want to. This year I think I had it in my mind I wanted to, but I didn't. There's just a lot of things that I ended up wanting to do and I didn't want to miss out on because I was saving, so I just ended up not saving really anything as much as I wanted to anyway. But next year I plan to, but anyway, so I didn't save as much. It was a busier year, but also it doesn't feel like that much of a busier year. It just feels like more of a year. I didn't, like, if I compare myself with what I did this year to what I did last year, I did a lot more in 2025. I don't actually know how I afforded it, if I'm honest with you, but I did. However, I am not everything I did this year I'm very, very happy with. I don't really have many negatives to think about. Like, if I have negative things, I don't really remember them. There's only one negative that's going on in my mind, and I don't really want to talk about it too much because I don't want to think about it too much going into the new year. It is one of my goals for the next year, for the thing that is weighing on me and is giving my negative at the moment, but it isn't like, oh, if I don't want to talk about it because I feel like it's unfair to... It's just something, it's basically my job and I'm not exactly loving it at the moment. So yeah, that's something I can say, I'll say out loud, but I don't want to talk too much about it because, one, I think people I work with might watch this video, but also, not just that, but also I kind of just feel like that's just, it is a big part of my life, but also it isn't. It's a small part of my life. Like, the things that I make my memories outweigh my job, my thoughts about my job. So yeah, we're just going to try and, like, last year I spoke for about 40 minutes. I'm going to try and not speak too much about this because I could be here all day. And I have got to get do my makeup. So we're going to try and do both at the same time. Not sure how good I am at multitasking, but let's start. First of all, I think I spoke about this or dabbled on this at the end of last year's reset of how I found a musical that I absolutely fell in love with, and that was Why Am I So Single? So that musical actually ended up closing in January, which I knew was happening when I even got my first tickets. And I'm really happy that I managed to see it for a second, like 2 more times, not even a second time, 2 more times before it shut. So altogether I watched that show about 8 times. 8 or 9 times, I can't remember. I absolutely fell in love with the musical. I was so privileged to have gone on my last two shows, and both of those shows were with the alternates on. So I had my second to last show, I had the alternate Oliver on with Jordan, and then I had the alternate Nancy on my last show I went to watch, with Colette, and that was on the last week, and it just felt so special being a part of that last show, being at that last week, and it's like many months later, and I still think about it to this day. I love that show so much. I miss it. I want it to come back. I don't think it will, but I want it to come back so bad. Noises. It was a great show, and then they had an album out this year, and it was literally the highlight. I woke up early. And this is what I was really upset about because I tried to upload it to do TikToks, but it just didn't work because the sounds getting deleted. So I just gave up. But I had woke up early and sat there and recorded myself a little snippets of each song, reacting to it for TikTok. And yeah, it didn't happen. But the album became, and it is one of my top albums of 2025. I loved it so much. It just feels like a little piece of my home is there, even though it wasn't my home. So I'm just making sure my primer is blended in. Next one is my birthday. So my 29th birthday, I usually like to do some crazy stuff. I like to go out places. I like to do stuff and I did do that with my cousin and our friends. It was really fun. We did junkyard golf, we did bowling, and we had drinks. And it was really nice. That was a really fun but also nostalgic kind of birthday part, celebration, because it wasn't just going around drinking. We actually did activities which I love to do. However, on my actual birthday, I went to Nottingham and spent it with my best friend Tegan, and we went to the spa where she works, and I had an absolute brilliant time at the spa. I have never been to a spa before, and don't get me wrong, I was in a lot of pain. I had the worst toothache of my life. What else was happening? I forgot my actual bikini top, so I ended up wearing a bodysuit. So things weren't really going my way. Now, a lot of times that would usually get me down. However, so I'm going to try and move my mirror out over here because it's going to be really awkward. I will try, we'll see. That might be my Amazon parcel. I think it's my Amazon parcel, I won't lie. So might have to stop filming, but I spent it in the spa, and although all those things went wrong and I was in pain, I actually had the most relaxing time. I was reading, I just got to enjoy quality time with my best friend, and it was great fun. And it made me realise how much sometimes just having your birthday much in the most relaxing place ever. It's just so nice to spend my birthday just relaxing, doing anything but not thinking about work, not thinking about doing anything, not having to think about I need to be here and here at this time. having my birthday where I didn't have to think about, okay, I've got to be here at a certain time. Oh, I think it's got me to go. I think I put too much on the brush. It's fine, we can blend out. So knowing I didn't have to be somewhere for a certain time, like I just got to chill and enjoy my time there, and there was a 3-course meal involved. It was brilliant. I had the best time, and it's been a lot. It was like, I'm not saying I'll do that for every birthday, because I know that that's one, expensive. It's also, I do like doing things and making memories on my actual birthday as well, but it was such a lovely memory to have with me and my best friend, so I'm so happy I did that. And it just shows that no matter, if you're with good company and you're having a good time, even if you're in pain and you're irritated and things aren't going your way, it doesn't matter, you still have a good time. Because I was in a lot of pain, I won't lie. Like, I don't think I've had a toothache that bad in a long time. I actually haven't had one that bad, touch wood, since around that time. Like, don't get me wrong, I still get toothaches, and I should get it sorted, but it wasn't as bad. The next one is actually a big thing that's kind of like taken over my life, but not just my life, my friend's life as well. And that is, this year I got back into the F1 now. Now, growing up, I actually used to watch the F1 on a weekend. It was like a Sunday ritual. Me and my dad would be eating dinner, and the F1 would be on, and we'd be watching it together. But I didn't really understand it, and then I just watched it. Like, in my eyes at that time, it was cars going around a circuit. That's all it was. This year, my best friend Donna, you've seen her in vlogs before, she got into it, and I was like, okay, I kind of want to get into it because everyone was talking about it. And then, like, on the other hand, I have like my cousin and our group of friends. This sort of niche charging. We'll see how long I last. My cousin and our group of friends, her friend Maddie was really into it, so she kept talking about it, like, since I knew her, and kept talking about the F1, like, religiously talking about it. And we were like, I mean, it wasn't like, oh, I knew what it was. I just, and at the time, was like, okay. And then I got into it. I watched I think it was the 3rd race of the season. I don't think I missed many. I think I might miss 2 or 3. I might only miss the 3rd or 4th race. I can't actually remember which one I started at. It was one where I had to get up at like 6 a.m. So whatever one that was, I watched. And honestly, I'm surprised at how much I liked it. I watched one race and was like, okay. And I remember it was one where I didn't really know any of the drivers apart from Lewis Hamilton, because, like, when I grew up, Lewis Hamilton was driving. A lot of them have obviously joined since, and I had no clue who these people were. I obviously knew about Lando, and so I was like, okay, I'm rooting for Lando, even though I have no clue. And that race, it was when Max won, and I was like, who is this guy who is winning? And then I started doing my research and finding out, like, how Max was the world champion, la-di-da-di-da. And then I got into it really, really quickly. And then we were on holiday, and we watched it on holiday. And it just, because, like, we were with my friend Maddie, who loves F1, who grew up with F1, it was really handy because she gave us all the, like, telling us what was happening in qualifying and in the race. And it just made it more, I think, more understanding for all of us. And then I ended up getting really into it, and now I'm obsessed, and I'm now going to, this is another bullet point where I put it, me, Maddie, and my cousin Rachel, and my friend Kat are going to Silverstone next year. I'm only going to the race day, so I'm going to Sunday, but I'm so excited, you have no idea, just to experience an actual race, in person. Like, what? How is that going to be my life next year? It is also crazy how quickly I got into it, because I'm not a sports girly, really not a sports girly, but for some reason the F1 just, and I know people could say it's because they're attractive, but I actually, yes, they are attractive, but also I don't really care about what they look like. I actually care more about, like, the doing, like, the driving, and, like, who they are, and just how they drive. It's just actually it's second of my life, to the point where I'm going to a family party today. It's the final race of the season, and we find out if Lando wins the world championship, and it's a big day, and I'm at a family party, and I'm, like, gonna sit there and watch it. And I would never usually, like, miss things or do that if I'm at an event somewhere, but I need to. So, yeah, moving on to my next point, because we're here all day, and like I said, my battery is dying. I then took part in Esper's, like my Amjam group's show of Funny Girl. Now Funny Girl was a dream show of mine. I loved Funny Girl. Well, Funny Girl was obviously a big thing in Glee, and so I went to and then I watched a bootleg version of Julie Benko playing Fanny Bryce in on Broadway. And as I watched that, I was like, I really love this musical and I really want to do it. And I remember on the way to a parade rehearsal back in the summer of 2023, before we were meant to do it, I was walking to rehearsals with my friend Amy, and I was like, a dream show, I'd love to do that. I don't think any Amjam group would do with Funny Girl. It then got announced, and I was like, what the actual hell? So I did that. I was only in the ensemble. I got to witness my friend play Fanny Bryce and smash it. She was incredible. And I had a great time. It was a really great experience that I got to do that, and I'm really glad that I did it, because it is. I did forget it happened this year, but I actually really had a good time in that show. Like I said, it was a dream show of mine, so obviously wanted to do it. I don't have much else to say about that, because yeah, I really enjoyed it. Got to be on stage, and it was really nice to do a show with my Amjam group on the Checker stage. Because it's a different theatre to what we're used to, and usually we would not be there with our theatre shut. And last year we did a show at a really small stage compared to this stage. I'm trying to work out if this is too much blush or not. No, I think it's perfect. I keep forgetting I'm not doing stage makeup, because I'm using the same stuff I did for stage makeup, and I'm like, it's not put over top. We're not doing OTT blusher, we're only going to a family Christmas party, so. And I have no clue what I'm wearing. Moving on. Okay, my girls' holiday in Fuerteventura. We went to Fuerteventura in end of May, beginning of June. And this is our first holiday together. It was me, my cousin Rachel, my aunt Franca, and my friend Maddie. Look, I do talk about them a lot, because if I'm not with Donna, it's usually with them I'm doing stuff with. But this is our first girls' holiday together, and we've been talking about it, and we actually did it. And it was such a good experience. It was such a fun time. I really liked doing it. I didn't know what to expect, because I only usually go on holiday with Donna, so it's just the two of us. This was 4 of us, and it was like it was a chill, all-inclusive holiday. Honestly, I had the best time. It was such a fun time. I loved every minute of it. I just enjoyed sitting on I haven't done a sit down all-inclusive holiday since I was about 15, so it was very nice just to be able to sit there, read my Kindle, have a cocktail by the pool, get in the pool, do water aerobics, do yoga, do evening entertainment. I haven't done that since I was 15, so it was and at 15 I couldn't drink, so it was my first holiday. I was all-inclusive and I could drink. Don't get me wrong, I'm not a big drinker, but it was just nice. On holiday it was such a different feeling to when you're at home doing that. Oh, I don't know if I've got enough eyeshadow. I didn't clean my eyeshadow brushes. This is oopsie. Next one is Paris. Take 2, I call it. I went to Paris with Donna in June. Sorry, I'm trying to find eyeshadow brushes, but they're all pink. So they're pink and blue, which is not ideal. But we're gonna have to make it work, because I can't find any other ones. Yeah, no, I think that's still coming off blue. I really need to clean it. We're gonna try. I've lost the one that I had in my hand a minute ago. This one. Okay, we're gonna try what I'm gonna try. Gonna have to try. Anyway, as I was saying, went to Paris with Donna in June. This was my second time going to Paris. It wasn't new to me, but it was I'd always wanted to go when it was a little bit more hotter. I keep forgetting at that time of the year it's hot heat wave time, so it was way hotter. So I either go to the extreme of being freezing cold, or I go and it be boiling hot. I can't really win. When it comes to going on a holiday apparently, especially to Paris. So I went to Paris with Donna. It was a great experience. I had a really, really good time. And like honestly, that whole week I remember so well. Like I remember everything we did. I really loved it, and I'd do it again in a heartbeat if I could go again. I feel like I need a break from going to Paris, but I would love to go back. I kind of want to do it as a solo trip next time. Like I would really love to do like a weekend, like a 48 hours in Paris with me vlog, and I just go on my own. But I had a really good time. Good time. But my most memorable moment of this whole holiday, and at the time I wasn't laughing about it. Like, if you ask Donna, if you ever got a chance to meet Donna and ask her, she would tell you I was not laughing in the moment. I was stressed. I was not happy. And then I think we both of us went through all the different kinds of emotions in this moment. But when we were there on the Wednesday, there was a really bad rainstorm, thunderstorm. Rain was good. It was probably the worst rain I've seen, and I don't like walking out in the rain when it's raining here, when it's just like fine raining, but like that was so bad. It was really bad to walk in. We only had to walk like 1 minute to the metro station, and in that 1 minute we were drenched, and I can't get my hair wet because it goes afro, so I was stressed because my hair obviously got wet. Because I didn't want to put my umbrella up because I was under the lightning, and I was like, I just don't want to die. So, and we then got to Metro, sorry, and that rain was so bad. We got to the Metro station, we got on one side of the Metro, then we got stopped, and we didn't know where to go because there was no Metro going, so we got an Uber back to the hotel. So my hair was a mess, and honestly, if I've said, I raved about this in that vlog, but if it wasn't for Donna, my hair would have been, I wouldn't have left the hotel for the rest of the week, because no, my hair was not going my way. It was like fully afro, and I haven't seen it like that for a while, so yeah. And then luckily Donna did my hair, but that rainstorm was just, it was an experience that, like, unless you're in it, you can't really understand. Like, it's a different experience to what you expect, but it was actually a funny experience. Now I look back on it, like, how I reacted as well was hilarious, because there was nothing that could have been done. I couldn't have done anything different. So the way I reacted was actually hilarious. Donna was laughing. We were at the metro, and Donna was like literally laughing. And I was like, I don't know what you're laughing at. Like, you know, when your mum tells you off when you're laughing, or your teacher does it when you're at school. Yeah, that's how I was, and it was so bad, so funny. But that whole Paris trip was so much fun. Okay, let's move on. Because we'll be here all day. In November, I went to see Benson Boone, and I just looked in my mirror. I thought I was going crazy because it was moving, and I was like, am I like dying? Am I going to faint? Am I passing out? No, my mirror actually was moving. In November, I went to see Benson Boone, and I mean, I liked Benson Boone, but it was never one of those, he wasn't an artist I was like, I really want to see live. I just remember really liking his music, and then on holiday in Fuerteventura, me and Maddie were talking about it, and then he announced that he was going on tour. And so we all said that we were going to go try and get tickets to go. We managed to get tickets, and I said this year I wasn't going to go to any concerts. That wasn't on my list of things to do this year. Concerts was not a thing. My list of plans this year was not involving going to a concert. Well, I went to a concert, guys, but yeah, it was, I will say, minus Taylor Swift, one of the best concerts I've been to. And that is saying something, because I do not say it often that about concerts. I mean, like, I always thought, because I love Niall, and I loved Niall for a long time, and I was like, oh, when his concert, he'll be one of the best. His concert was really good. But apart from Taylor Swift, Benson Boone's concert is like watching an actual show, and not just watching him sing. He puts on a show, and it was hilarious. It was great. It was so much fun to watch. I want to go see him again, and I cannot wait for when he does release another album and go on tour again. Because that will just be so fun. To go again, and it was so much. I honestly had so much fun that day. I've never done standing. I haven't. The only concert I've ever done standing for was Melody Martinez at uni. It was a very different experience. Doing standing for this was actually a painful experience for my feet. We queued from like 2, and we got like a good spot. And I had a great time. And I don't think I'll be doing standing again for a while, but I did stand. So Then what's next? Oh, I went to see Evita in summer with my mum, and the reason this is on there is because I got to see my dream performer, who is Rachel Zegler. I absolutely love her. I know not everyone loves her, but I really do like her. I actually had such a brilliant time at Evita. It was just such an experience I actually really enjoyed, and I think it was just such a good show and I think the way they did it, because I'd never seen it before, I really liked it. That was short and sweet. This is something really weird for me to say out loud, but Wicked for Good. Like, I don't know why this is coming up as a good memory of 2025, but it's such a pivotal one because I've recently seen it and I saw it twice in 1 week, and my emotions went crazy in that film. I knew it was because the first one I cried at, and that wasn't as emotional. That was more. The only time I cried was when Glinda and Elphaba became friends. The second one I didn't expect. I knew I was gonna get emotional about because I've seen the show 5 times. Love the show on stage. So I knew I was gonna get emotional about the film, but did not expect it as much as I did. So I'm trying to do my mascara. I can't talk at the same time. Yeah, there you go. Makeup is actually done. I didn't expect to love Wicked. I did actually expect to love it as much as I did. Didn't expect to cry as much as I did, and I think that's why it's a memorable thing, because I just love it so much. I've got 2 more. First of all, going to the What's on Stage Awards for the first time and doing it on my own. Like, do not get me wrong, I go to theatre on my own all the time, but going to the theatre on your own and going to an awards show for the first ever time, not knowing what to expect on your own, is actually daunting and scary, but actually it was so much fun. I loved it. I actually have a vlog of it because I did it as a solo date, so you can go watch that. I actually really enjoyed going to that, and I think I'm going to try and go again next year. It was just so much fun. I only really went because I wanted to see if my 2 favourites from Why Am I So Single won an award. They didn't. The woman who played Professor Umbridge in Harry Potter actually won. Imelda Stato, I think her name is. I'm really bad at names, sorry. But that was a really fun experience, and I, like I said, would do it again. If you're wondering why I haven't done lippy, I don't know what I'm wearing yet, so once I figure that one out, I can then figure out what lipstick I'm wearing today. I only did makeup today. I don't usually do makeup to family events, but I did it to make myself look a bit more alive, because I obviously have been sick with cold, and I don't. And then finally, we have probably the best thing that happened to me near the end of the year, and that was the Rock of Ages show with Esper. I did Rock of Ages with my Amdram group in November, and I will tell you this, and I'm saying this now because hands down it is the best show I've been part of so far in my Amdram life. Now, I've done some really great shows with Esper, I won't even deny it. Like, I've been so fortunate to have so much fun with a lot of shows, but this show was just something else. It was so much fun. It was so much fun to be part of the ensemble for this, because it didn't feel like I was doing nothing. And I'm not saying I do nothing in any of the shows, but it just felt like constantly, like, I'm here, there and everywhere, but it was so much fun. And I honestly miss it so much. And I think what stands out for me for once is that, and it sounds so small, I had 1 line in this show to say. Now, to everyone else, it's like nothing. But for me, I rarely audition for a principal role, because 1, I'm not confident enough to do it. And I know that. 2, I just want to be involved, and the ensemble is my small part. So when I auditioned for Rock of Ages, I literally auditioned for the ensemble. So all I did was a song, a group singing part, and a dance. I didn't sing anything solo, I didn't say anything solo. So at the first read through, they were like, okay, we want you to be protester number 3. And I was like, okay, cool, I'm just a protester. That's an ensemble part, right? Then they go, there's a line, and I was like, okay, that's fun. And for me, I'm not the greatest person with accents, so I get a little bit nervous when it comes to having lines in the show, because I'm like, to be fair, I've never really had apart from the 24-hour musical, I haven't had a line in the show. So to have a line in a show in this musical was like a big thing. And so yeah, and it was just great fun, and the fact that I got to have a mic for that 1 line made me more excited, because I've never had a mic on before. And I know, again, it sounds really silly, but it was such a special moment for me, knowing that I got asked to do that, and my director and the team had confidence in me to do that. gave me more confidence to do it, and I just really enjoyed it. And it is one of those musicals that's going to stick with me for a long time, knowing how much fun I had in a show that I had no clue about before I did it. So, and that's not putting any down on any of the other musicals I've done, because I actually had a great time on all of them. I've had a great time because it's not just about doing the show in front of an audience, it's about people you work with, and I had a great time at all of them. So yeah, that is my look back at 2025. My goals for 2025, I don't really feel like, I don't really remember much of them, and I've tried looking everywhere for them, because I obviously write them down, and I don't remember deleting them, but I can't find them anywhere. So I remember I said I wanted 5,000 subscribers on YouTube. We are not doing that. We are, while I'm filming this, 407 subscribers. That's okay. Like, could be worse. I did hit 400 subscribers this year, and I was really happy with that, because I was at 300 and something before the end of last year. So I have at least gained something. I had said I would have £2,000 of my savings. I did not. I do not. I'm going to tell you how much I have in that, but I don't. I said I'd pay off my overdraft. I haven't. Not yet. And I have read 60 books. Well, I wanted to have read 60 books. I've successfully done that. I've actually, when I'm filming this, have read 71 books for the year. So I think I can pretty much safely say I've done a pretty good job with how much I've read. That's one thing. There was obviously other goals I had in there. What they were, I do not remember. And now we're going to go on to our 2026 goals. Bear with me though. Okay, we are now at the 2026 goals. I have a few, and I have them in different sections. I have 5 sections, and there's like a couple in each. One in one of them, and 3 in a couple of them as well. So we're just going to go through them, and as quickly as possible, because I'm aware I've probably spoken for another 40 minutes, again, because I can't stop yapping, and I love to chat. Am I okay? So, the first section is basically self, and I have 4 in there, only written 3, I have 4. First of all is to have passed my theory by April 2026. So, if you haven't figured by that, I am planning to learn to drive next year, and the first thing you have to do there's 2 things you have to do to be able to drive, and that is pass your theory test and pass your practical test. So I want to pass my theory by April 2026. Fingers crossed that will happen. I think if I work on it, I can do that. My second goal is to have learnt to drive and passed my practical by the end of 2026. I hope and pray I can do that. I am petrified of driving, I won't lie to you, and I'm hoping over the year I'll get my confidence, I'll learn and get my confidence to drive and pass my test, so that I can be driving by 2027. I'll have my own car, like driving around. That'll be cute. Another one is to have read 65 books by the end of 2026. That is an in-between goal of 2025 and 2024. 2024, my goal was 70, and I just about hit it, and I was stressing to hit that. My goal for this year was 60, and I've exceeded it by 11 books. So I thought if I put it in the middle, I have a high chance of hitting it and exceeding it, which I prefer than just hitting it and not exceeding it. That's just that's the way my brain works, okay? My other one that I haven't written down is just to focus more on my own self-care / self-love journey. I feel like I neglected it a lot this year. I think there's a lot of times I look back at it going, and I didn't talk about it when I look back, but there's a lot of times where I try to think I'm confident in myself, and I believe in myself, and I love myself, but there's times a lot where I then I self-doubt myself so much this year in a lot of different things, especially dating. And I'm not saying I went out looking for a boyfriend. That is not what happened. What I did do was try and go on dates with people. I went on 1 date this year, and let's just say that really knocked my self-esteem the most. And I think it knocked my self-esteem more than the ones that I was talking to and never went on dates with. We're not going to talk about it. We don't need to address what happened, because it's not really important. Do not need a man to be happy. It was just at the time. So I want to really focus a lot on self-love and self-care, and that's why I want to do more journaling, and like anytime I feel myself getting a bit stressed, like getting in my own head, I want to just journal and write out, because I did notice when I did journal this year, it did help, but I only did it at small times. I want to do it more often and pretty much more frequently. So yeah, And then my next section is relationships and friendships. I only really have 2. My first one is to embrace my single life more in 2026 and stop having thoughts about being behind, because I don't think I'm going to get through this. I am nearly 30. Well, actually, I turned 30 this year. In 2026, I turned 30. And yeah, I need to think about that. I also then want to spend more quality time with my friends that doesn't always involve spending money. So more like just chilling at people's places and just hanging out and just having a proper like catch up time. Even if that means just FaceTiming, all that lot. Then got the section finance. I'm trying to talk as fast as possible because the red light's flashing at me and I don't know how long it's going to last. But finance is to pay off my overdraft by the end of 2026. This should happen and I'm really praying I do. And I have the same goal of to have £2,000 in my savings. Fingers crossed. Career-wise, I mentioned this, but I would like to try and hopefully have a new job by the end of the year. That is to try. We'll see. I'm not saying it will happen, but I would like to at least try to have a new job by the end of the year. I'm putting it out to the universe. That's actually mad. Social media. Finally, the last one. I have 3 things here and I need to try and quit because this is really scaring me. Not this one yet. First of all is to have 1,000 subscribers by the end of 2026. I think that's more of a doable thing. I don't want to say 500 because that's like only 93 to go. I would like to give myself a bit of a bigger jump to hit 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. If I do, that'll be great. If I don't, it'll still be great, but I would like to try. Alongside this, I would like to receive PR packages for physical books, including ARCs and like phone Kindle cases and stuff like that. Like, you know, the PR packages like book influencers get, I guess you could say. And finally, my final goal is to have 10k followers on my BookTok account. I'm currently at 1,800. I would like to get to 10k by the end of 2026. So, yeah. Anyway, that is my goals for 2026. This was a lot shorter than my wrap-up of 2025. But I will see you again. Well, not see you again. I will see you in my next step, which is doing my vision board. Let's go. Hello. Okay, it is now for the next section of this reset for 2026. I realise the things I didn't say last week, I added things to this video, by the way. I've added 2 things book related, maybe 3 things book related. 2 of them is my December wrap up, which I will be filming at the end of the month because we are currently at the 14th of December and I still have time to at least read 1 or 2 more books before the end of the month, potentially 3. I also want to do my January TBR because I'm not going to do a separate video because this video is going to go up the week before my birthday vlog. As you can say, it's not a birthday vlog, it's a birthday video for myself. It's not really a birthday video at all, but whatever. And I didn't really want to have to put a midweek video up because I didn't want to start the year with having like 3 videos in 1 week. One Saturday, and then I would have video like Wednesday and then a video Saturday, and then go back to normal Saturdays. I just wanted to have Saturday. So putting a TBR in here as well. I also might do a book unhaul as a little bit of a reset for the month. So we have a little bit of book stuff in my reset for 2026 because I feel like I want to go into 2026 with unhauling books that I'm probably not feeling like reading. I need to make sure they're not my 2026 TBR though, because my luck is that's what will happen. So we might do that at some point in this video. Maybe not today, but at some point. However, today's focus for this video is my vision boards. I usually do a digital vision board and a physical vision board. My focus for today at least is the physical one. We're going to see if I can get the digital one done. However, we are going to... Ow! I just dropped tweezers on my foot. Or something on my foot. I don't know what it was. It just fell. But that hurt. I have to keep an eye on my phone because I am waiting for a work thing that I have to set up and try and do. So if I look down, that's what's happening. I have printed off pictures of my vision board. I should have said in my goals, another thing is to focus more, like I think I might have said it about being self-care, but I also want to focus on trying to get a book written. So I'm going to try my hardest to write my book. Even if it goes nowhere and it just stays on my computer, I want to try and get that done next year. That's a goal of mine, to work on that. But yeah, let's just quickly look at my old vision board. This is last year's vision board. It is very cluttered and a lot of it I don't think I achieved, and I'm actually quite okay with that. The eating healthy started off well and I had moments of the year I did try, but probably not as good as I wanted to. the money section, just that. I'm gonna keep this but just cut the one off and have one, because I'm not gonna have these two. I might keep the overdraft one actually, but have the other two taken off. I'm changing this slightly up because I think I am going to put myself, I had given myself the ambition to get to 5,000 when I'm nowhere near 1,000 subscribers, so I'm changing this. I've actually got what says 1,000. But this is very cluttered. I have 6 pages here of pictures I need to cut up, which I will do in a minute. But I do need to start by taking these off, because this is obviously last year's, well, this year's where I'm filming, 2025's vision board, and it's very cluttered. I have this little pin that I just put on here which just says treat people with kindness, that I think I'm going to keep on there. It's actually just a pin badge, and I have other pin badges I just kind of want to put on there that have nothing to do with the vision board, but I just want on there, so I might do that. But let's start by taking these pictures off, because they are over a year old on here. They're curling. Yeah, I haven't moved this from its spot since, see you later. I haven't moved this from its spot since I put it up there at the end of 2025. So now it is time to remove the 2025 vision board and put on a 2026 vision board. Let's go. Okay, my work job is done. So where's my phone? I'm doing a little day in my life vlog for my TikTok or my BookTok. So I'm going to film you for a brief moment. Hello. Currently filming a booktube video. There's my vision board in progress. Okay. That's done. Now, actually what I'm here to do. So it is time to do my vision board. So I've actually kept certain things that I know I want to keep on now. They're little brief things, but like it's self-care, solo dates, follow your dream, and a pin. Everything else has come off. The pins are all in here in this little Pandora box because I didn't know where to put them. So yeah, and I have cut up all of my ones for next year, and last year I put them in different sections, and I know I technically should, and I still will kind of keep to little sections, but there's certain things are just gonna be like kind of placed there. So I'm gonna work on it now. I've got a coffee as well. It's really bad. It's my second coffee of the day. I told myself I'm cutting down on coffee and like energy drinks this year, and I've not really done either. Like, I don't drink as much coffee as I used to. I drink tea more, but I don't know, I got this like new coffee pods, and ever since then I've been making my own lattes, and they just taste so good. And I'm sorry, this mug is just adorable. Like, look how cute that is. I bought it for my Christmas mug, but I just know that I'm gonna end up using it as a normal mug. But anyway, it's time to do my vision board. I'm gonna get these out. I want to put this one, which is 2026 is my year, in the middle, because it is 2026 next year, so we want it to say that. And then I'm kind of like lay it out first, and then once I lay it out I'll put the pins in, because I want to make sure I'm happy with it before I pin it, if that makes sense. So we've got all of these photos. There's not as many as last year, and I'm quite happy about that, because last year was a tedious job because there were so many. Taking it off this morning was a tedious job because there were so many, and I'm just like, no, can't do that again. So I'm gonna have to do the same thing next year and the year after, but we're going into 2026. I'm going to be 30 this year. I'm planning to have a really good year of just working on myself, working on the things I want to achieve, but actually putting the effort into it and not just doing this, because this is what I did last year. I did a vision board, and I kind of just feel like I didn't put the effort into most of the stuff that I had set out to do, so I couldn't even tick it off. Like, my YouTube was the only one I feel like I had focused on out of the whole thing with my vision board. And yes, I had gone to Paris, but I didn't meet Leah Whittle, and that's fine, but I had gone to Paris, so I can't say I didn't do that. But a lot of things on there I hadn't really stuck to because I didn't put the effort in. So next year's year I actually put the mindset into doing it. So let's go, let's do this. I'm gonna watch some YouTube whilst doing this, and let's go. Okay, this is what it's looking like. It's a little bit cluttered, but in like a good way. This, like, I think I watched Tam say, like, forget perfect looking vision boards, we just want it to be messy or whatever, and this is what it is. This is like self-care, journaling, moving into my like YouTube content creation, to driving, because as I mentioned, my goal is to learn to drive next year. My savings, I got my overdraft from savings because I do need to pay that off, and I do want to have that in my savings next year, and I feel like that is doable. And not, that's literally like 3,500. And if I think about how much I actually earn in a year, that is not even half of it. Like, I'm lucky in the fact that I have a job that actually pays me like a decent, I guess decent salary. But like obviously a normal salary for an office job is not 3,500, so I can do it if I put my mind to it. So that's the plan. Then I've got like my author section, like wanting to write a book section, and then like little just like self-love, extra self-love section down here that I haven't removed, and I kind of like. And then we've got like getting a new job. Don't know why I'm saying that quietly. Getting a new job section. So that is it. So I'm now going to pin it down with the pins. That was actually the quickest process ever. There is a few in there that I'm not actually using, just because I think I printed out. There's a lot of like similar ones, and I was like, I've already got it. It's like PR. This is like book PR that I would love, and I might swap this because it's pink. I might swap it out. But I've got like a PR package here, so I was like, and then this is just what an actual PR package looks like for book PR. I'm talking about. I'll just close it off. So I might put that here instead. Oh. But yeah, I'm excited. Let's get pinning, and then I can put it up on my wall. And then I can do a digital one at some point today, potentially. But yeah. Okay, and that is my vision board done. Okay. A couple of weeks, well, I don't know, it's a couple of weeks since I started this vlog later, and we were about to organise this, my bookshelf. I want to, basically, my plan is let's take the toys off the bookshelf. Got a cute little bunny, I want to say. We've got, I had to move that because last time I went to get Onyx Storm, I forgot this was on it and broke it for the third time. Bear in mind, this is broken. This was broken the day I got it. This is like a little show choir trophy that I will keep forever because it's a cute thing. But I broke it the day I got it because I was drunk and fell out of the place we went for awards and stuff. My jelly cat. I've got all my F1 cars. Aston Martin. Don't know why I'm giving you a Ferrari. I'm giving you literally a tour of my F1 cars. We've got Alpine. They're a bit dusty right now. We've got McLaren, the top notch, my faves. We've got Mercedes. Further down there, we've got Red Bull Racing Bulls and Haas. Anyway, I'll start up here. I'm not going to move down yet because this one is staying the same. This is my fourth wing shelf with the Mindfuck Saga series. That book that is there right now because Onyx Storm is not out paperback yet. God knows what will happen when we get the next Emporian book, the fourth one, because I don't know what I'll do then. Because there'll be no space on the shelf for another one. But I love my little fourth wing series. We've got the paperbacks fourth wing, Iron Flame. We've got the American version of Iron Flame. We've got the UK hardback of fourth wing, the UK hardback of Iron Flame, and the UK hardback of Onyx Storm. Then we've got the Mindfuck series. Up here, we've got a bunch of books. If you can see, it's a bit of a mess. We have my ACOTAR series, which is my pride and joy, will stay there. We have the Kingdom of the Wicked series, which I loved when I read it, but I am unhauling. We've got the Powerless series, Powerful. We've got Zodiac Academy, Alchemized, and Bury Our Bones in Midnight Soil. Now, what I want to do, I don't know what's going to fit where. Yeah, I haven't figured this one out. I want Alchemized on there because it's one of my favourite books, and I want Bury Our Bones in Midnight Soil on there, also one of my favourite books, and I want the Zodiac Academy book there. I'm unhauling the Powerless series and I'm unhauling Kingdom of the Wicked. They are getting unhauled. I'm probably going to put them in a charity shop because the majority of them I'm pretty sure I've tabbed and annotated, and I kind of don't want to sell them. But I also can't put them in a charity shop if I've tabbed and annotated. I don't know what I'm doing yet. Might have to recycle them, but we will see. But let's get on with it. I'm going to put some YouTube on and we're just going to sort this out and then I'll move on. I think these ones, the one down here, the next two are staying the same because I love my Magnolia Parks shelf, that's staying. It is just my one at the bottom needs to be sorted, so let's go. Okay, I don't know how much you can see. What I'm going to do once I've finished sorting it all out, I'm going to do like a little like filming of it. Like a cute little, I don't know what that is. But I will just show you it more up close. I'll talk about it closely. But I've done the top shelf and I'm really happy with it. I've swapped where the Jellycat was. The Jellycat at the top was actually on the fourth wing with the fourth wing books, but I swapped the toast and the cinnamon bun around. I put some F1 cars up here so it wasn't all cluttered, and I put my McLaren one up here because I'm a McLaren stan and then a Ferrari stan, because right now Lewis drives a Ferrari and Charles Leclerc is also for a Ferrari. But I'm a McLaren fan, specifically Lando Norris, but I'm very much a McLaren fan. And then we obviously have, the only thing I've changed in there is the amount of F1 cars in that one. I'm going to quickly just organise down here because for some reason I have a wine glass on there. Don't really know why there's a wine glass on my bookshelf. But yeah, I'm just going to move, I think I'm going to move my heart over here. So it's just got a bit of space because we've got the, I need to cut, you know what, I wasn't going to cut these tags off the Jellycats, but they really annoy me, especially on the marshmallows. Like, I don't like it dangling down, so I'm going to do that. Got to move all my bag and that away so I can get to the bottom shelf and organise that. Okay, bookshelf has been organised and I'm really happy with it. We have unhauled 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 7, 8, 9, 10, yeah, 11 books. They're all books I've read, and I am unhauling majority of the ones on here. So, if I just zoom you in, not zoom you in, but you look at it. I'm unhauling Throne of the Fallen, Great Big Beautiful Life, Atmosphere, the hardback, because I'm going to keep the paperback. I'm unhauling Wild Eyes, Wild Side, Nothing Like the Movies, Fake Out, 7 Year Slip Potentially Collided, Serpents and Wings of Night, Beg, Borrows or Steal, Love Wager, Twisted, Daydream for sure, Off the Races of Photo Finish, King of Greed, Love Unwritten, Pumpkin Spice Cafe, and potentially Belladonna I'm unhauling, which is majority of the books on that of what I've read, I have physically that I've read. Which is actually mad because usually I would try and keep majority of them, but I know that I'm not going to want to pick them back up. Buyers of Damn Flowers I'm keeping because I actually really want to reread that. Summer in the City I really liked, so I'm keeping it. What was the other one I said? What Are the Wrangled and Lost of the Sea? I'm not sure if I kept the first two. If I've kept the first two, I'll keep those two. If I haven't kept the first two, I'll unhaul them. But yeah. But let me show you the bookshelf now in, like, more clear. So up here at the top shelf we've got my little rabbit thing. I don't really know what it is, but it's cute. I've got Alchemized. I'm still so shocked that I've actually read this book. I still can't believe I've actually read it. Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil. We've got Zodiac Academy, the first book, because I wanted one of them at least, and so I thought the first one would be the best one to have. It's not my favourite one of the series, but I really did enjoy the first one. Then we've got Akatar, which will never leave me. It's staying there forever. Maybe not here, because I'm hoping to move out at some point and have a proper bookshelf, but I'm keeping it forever. Then this is my, as it hasn't changed apart from the F1 car, so you've got McLaren here, Ferrari here, and a cinnamon bun here. On here we have my toast, we have Aston Martin, Mercedes, Alpine, my Show Choir Award, all of the fourth one books, and the Mindfuck series hasn't changed. This one hasn't changed except I've swapped these two over. So we've got My Heart, Jellycat, on top of Funny Story, Happy Place, Conditions of Will, the favourites. These are some of my favourite books. These two are ones I'm really happy I've read this year and I loved. And then you've got my trusty Boys and Thomas books, which again will not be leaving. I love them so much. And then have a little girl here, I guess you say it. It was, I can't remember what it was from. It was from one of those mystery boxes you can get in. I don't remember what the shop's called, but Miniso, I think that's what it's called. And she just kind of reminds me of like young Shannon, so yeah. And then we got my marshmallows down here, just because they were like tilted on here. This one I could kind of squish in to fit here, but that one I couldn't, so I just didn't. And I was considering just swapping things around. Like, if I put... No. And then down here we've got my Magnolia Park section. This is my favourite series again ever. Love it. We got my panel raisin, which is my first ever Jellycat. Then we got like a little Cat, which is meant to be lying down. And then we've got Hass, Racing Bulls, Red Bull, and which is a cat? Sleeping Beauty, Aurora here. And then down here is what I've changed, because down here was the Twisted series by Anna Huang. I put the two, Out on a Limb and Out on a Wood by Hannah Bonham Young, The X-Files and If It Makes You Happy, because I love this book so much, down here. And then we've got the Windy City series here, because I wanted it at the top because it's one of my favourite series ever, and I'm planning to do a reread of it at some point, maybe next year. And then we've got the Abby Jimenez books, which is Yours Truly, Just the Summer, So You'll Remember Me, and Happy Ever After playlist, because they're like four of my favourite books of hers. And then we got my little coffee cup that I got in Paris. So yeah, I am very happy with that. Now the next two things I'll be filming is my January TBR and my December wrap up. So I will see you potentially in a week's time with that. Hello, okay, we are at the final part of this vlog. You have probably been watching it going, this is so long, what is going on, why we got so much happening on one. Usually I split all these things up. Usually I'll do my December wrap up in my end of year wrap up, which I'm not doing. I've not done. What the hell is this? Okay. And then usually I do my January TBR as a separate video, which I was going to do, but I just didn't want to do. So I'm also slightly uncomfortable. I didn't want to wear a jumper, but it's freezing cold, and I was like, I can't sit here and film and not in a jumper, so we're here filming this clip with a jumper on. I'm also on a mission to drink a lot of water today, so please bear with if I keep stopping. I haven't got much to talk through, but we are here with my December wrap up and my January TBR. We're literally doing this and then the video will be over finally for you guys, probably. I actually have had a nice time doing it, but I have done it spaced over a few weeks, so like I did last year, which has been nice. And there's so many things I could have added on here as well. Like, I cleared out my Spotify playlists, which I was really happy with, because there was so many that I was just not getting used, so I just went through and deleted a load. There's so many other things I could add, but I'm not adding anything else because I don't know if I'm going to get to it yet. However, we're going to start with my wrap up. We have 4 books to talk about, 3 physical books to show you, and 1 that was on my Kindle. So, okay, so in December I only read 4 books. Supposedly it might be 5 at the end of the week, but I don't know. I only read 4 books, which is the same as how many I read in November, to be fair, but it is justified when you see the first book I read of the month. I read Alchemized by Sen-Lin Yu. This book was amazing. I absolutely loved it so much, so good. 1,000 pages long, hence the reason I didn't read as many books this month, and I'm okay with that. So that's it, just says I'm okay with that. No, I am happy. I'm happy with that. This book was so good. This follows Helena, who is I can't remember the word, but I know what I'm thinking of. It's basically like following alchemy and magic and like nivomancy and stuff like that. And you've got Helena and Pharaoh. One of the names, Pharaoh or Farron. I'm really bad with names, if that wasn't obvious. I think in every video I do, I'm like, no, Farron is his name. Every video I do into what names, I actually have no clue what the name is, but I actually love the book. So, say that. It follows Helena and Farron and like a bunch of other characters as well. I don't want to talk too much, I don't want to give it away, because it's such a good book, but it's such a heavy, emotional book. And it's so long, but like, in some ways, I could do another 1,000 pages of the book. I want to reread it. I wanted to reread it the day I finished it, which is very, very rare for me, because as much as I have books where I know I could reread it, I don't go, I want to reread it right now. I wanted to reread it right this minute, so I will be rereading it next year. This is taking pride and joy on my bookshelf because I just love it so much. And yeah, it was such a good book, and I'm so happy I read it. If you couldn't guess, I gave it 5 stars. I am just so happy I have read this book. So then another one I read, these are both coming in vlogs in January, like literally the week after this video, so keep an eye out. But I read is If It Makes You Happy by Julie Olivia. I thoroughly enjoyed this book so much. It follows a girl called Michelle and a guy called Cliff, and they live next door to each other. She's Michelle's moved in to help save her mum's inn, and it's only meant to be temporary, and yeah, it's just so good. I love everything about this. I know this is an autumn book, and it's a book you should read in autumn, and it definitely gave me autumn vibes, but I don't like winter anyway, so it was fine. Autumn is one of my favourite seasons, so I don't mind reading that in winter when I do not like the season. So yeah, I just loved it, was obsessed. It was such a good book, and it's such an easy, fun read to read. And after reading Alchemized was something that was definitely needed, because I needed something that was going to like pick up the mood a little bit more, because that was just very heavy. And I did go straight in this the day after I finished Alchemized, and I was a bit worried, thinking, oh, am I then not going to like this because of how Alchemized impacted me? But it didn't. I loved this. So good. 5 stars as well. Definitely recommend it. If you want a fun, cheesy rom-com, this is your bag. This is it. And then we moved on to F1 romances. This is for a video coming up in like a couple of weeks for you. And I have 2 F1 romances to talk about right now. The first one is Wrecked by Lauren Asher. This is the 3rd book in the Dirty Air series. I enjoyed this. I think I give it a 3.5 or 3.75 stars. I definitely don't think it's very F1 coded. Like, you have the F1 races and they talk about how much racing means to them and stuff like that, but you don't have, how do I explain it? It's just you don't really get the F1 driving, like when you're actually racing and stuff, like the whole like radio talk and all this stuff. And there's a lot of like non-F1 talk in it. I don't know. The romance, however, was actually done so well. I loved the mental health representation in this book. I think it was done very well. Jackson and Elena, I just really enjoyed their characters, and I really enjoyed their love story. This is my favourite out of the 3 of the ones I've read, and I'm not going to be reading Redeemed. I don't think. I listened to the first 6 chapters and was like, no, not for me. So yeah, okay, like I said, a 3.5 or 3.75 stars. Yeah. And then I read a book called Off Track by Esha Patel. This book, I am so annoyed by it because I was really enjoying the first 60%, and then I just hated the last 40%. The first 60% focused so much on the F1 driving, and like it felt like I was watching, when I was reading it, I was like watching the actual race. It felt like real, and then it stopped. It changed, and it just very much went on really fast. The romance happened really fast, and it was really felt false in some ways, but it also feels very, very cringy, and I just didn't like it. So then I was like, okay, this book just really, really flopped for me, and I've given it a 2.5 stars. Off Track follows a girl called Diana and a guy called Miguel. They're both Formula 1 drivers. Diana has a bit of a pressure on her because she's like the first female Formula 1 driver to race, and especially within a bunch of men, and so she feels like she's got so much more pressure. And then there's the whole like there's obviously the other 18 drivers out there, not just Diana and Miguel, so you got like they're kind of playing a part into it. And yeah, it was good. It was like some of it was good, but majority of it, no, not for me. Okay, anyway, that is my December wrap up. Quite short but sweet. I will be back in a moment with my January TBR, where I will pull the prompts from here. I'll do the prompts from here first, and then I will go and get them off the shelf afterwards. And okay, we're back for TBR time now. I'm trying to debate how many I pick, and it's only because I genuinely don't think I'm going to get much reading done in January. I don't think I usually ever do. I think January is one of those months that I kind of class as a write-off reading month. Not really, because I still read something, so that's not really it. But January is my birthday month, and so obviously I'm busy celebrating my birthday. My birthday also happens to be my 30th this year, so I'm obviously planning to do something big. Like, I've got a big weekend planned. Well, my actual birthday's got a big day planned, and then the weekend after I've got like a big thing planned. It's like going to be reading that weekend is very slim. However, also I have rehearsals for a show, but we will see. So I think I'm going to just pick 4 for January's TBR. Usually I pick 6, but I'm going to slim it down by 2. and pick 4. So I've got my trusty jar. I want to add more prompts here, so if you want to leave me, if you've got this far in the video, to be fair, I wouldn't say it does depend where I put this, if I put this before everything else. However, I have already mentioned that this is the last part of the video, so unless I cut that part out, depending on where I got to, if you get to this part of the video and you see it, can you please comment in the description below any TBR prompts you want me to add to this TBR jar so that I can add more to it, because yeah, it would be nice to add some more to it because it feels a bit empty. Okay, first prompt, like I said, I will get the books after I've chosen the 4 prompts, and then I'll come back and show you the 4 books. Book that ends in an odd number, so basically how many pages is the pages that end in an odd number. Okay, let's do that without spoiling it for myself, because I obviously don't want to spoil the book. Second one. Yeah. A book featuring your favourite trope. Okay, that could be an interesting one to figure out. Interesting. Oh. A book with a number in the title. Okay, I don't know if I've got one of them, but we can have a look. I'm trying to see if I can look over there now and know if I've got any, because I don't want to waste time. What was I got for Christmas? I think I'm going to pick another one. I'm pretty sure I don't have one, and I don't want to waste my time and have to come back and pull another one and then go back. That just seems like a lot of effort. Oh, I can't know. Oh, an overhyped book. Okay, I've got several that can be that, because most of my TBR is full of book talk books, so pretty sure a lot of them could be overhyped. Oh my god, it's him. So I have a load of pictures that come off my screensaver on my, I don't know why I did this, my screensaver on my Fire Stick, and I remember back in 2020 I took a screenshot of someone's Tinder page to send to my friend, because it was someone I was at uni with, and forgot he existed until now, because it just came up. Okay, a book that will make me cry is the last prompt. A book that will make me cry. Okay, I'm going to head over to my bookshelf. I'm going to choose the 4 books, and as soon as I have chosen these 4 books, I will be back. Okay, I feel like that was really, really quick and easy, but that's a good thing. Okay, we've got the 4 books, so we're going to go through them. So I've got a book that ends in an odd number. I picked out, this is actually a new book to my TBR. I got this for Christmas, and it is The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. I read my first V.E. Schwab book in 2025 and absolutely loved it. It was Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil, and I've heard so many good things about this book, so I need to read it. I would love to read it, and I love this cover so much. So, cannot wait to give this a read. I'm really intrigued by it, so hopefully we get to this month. I need to figure out what actual videos I'm planning to film after I finish filming the video I'm currently filming, so that I can figure out if I can just pick this one straight up, because this just looks... I'm excited to read it, but I also don't want it to be over so quickly, because I only got it in December, but we'll see. Then we have a book with my favourite trope. This was a bit difficult. I think out of all of the ones, this was the hardest one to figure out, and that was because I have several different favourite tropes, and I'm not sure of the tropes in a lot of the books, and we could have been here all day for me trying to figure it out. But I know this one has my favourite trope, which is like a fake arranged marriage / fake marriage, I guess. And so I got Love Arranged by Lauren Asher. This is I think the final book in the Lakefront Billionaire series. I think it's a trilogy, like her Dreamland Billionaire series. And I've loved the first one, Love Redesigned. The Love Unwritten was good, and I would say average. If it was shorter, it would be better. So I'm excited for this one. So yeah, very happy to put this on my TBR for January. If I can complete a series in the beginning of January, that'll be great. Then we have, what was an overhyped book, and so I picked up, because most of my TBR is overhyped because all of it is stuff I found on BookTube and BookTok, and everyone has recommended to me, which is why I wanted to pick them up. But I picked Quicksilver by Callie Hart because I really want to read it. I kind of chose this one, use this as a bit of a mood reading prompt because most of my TBR is overhyped books. So Quicksilver by Callie Hart is going on the TBR for January. The pages feel like Bible pages because it's like the way it is, but I'm very excited to get to this book. So hopefully in January we will. Although, because it's not that chunky, but it is quite chunky, I don't have as much high hopes for myself as I probably would have done if it was a thinner book, but it's fine. And then finally, for the book that a book that will make me cry, I picked this. I'm pretty sure I got this prompt a few TBRs ago, and I picked the same book up for it if I did, and it is Bear Town by Frederick Backman. I've heard so many people cry at this. It was between this and The Nightingale, to be honest, but I've heard so many people cry at this one, so I was like, this one, and I really, really want to read it so bad. So, yeah, adding this one to my TBR. But with that means we have finally come to the end of this video, which is a 2026 reset, look back at 2025, and TBR and wrap up video all in one. But I do hope you've enjoyed it. If you did, then please hit a thumbs up. Please comment down below. Please subscribe. I would love to see as many of you join me for 2026 because I think we're going to have a great time. And please follow my social medias that are also linked down below because I am really working hard to work on them over the next year. So let's go.